If you're a parent, by the way, who searched for preschool options, you know how much of a headache that can be. As you may remember, back in November of 2020, a ballot measure funding universal preschool passed in Multnomah County through an income tax on the county's highest earners. 64% of voters approved it. Now we're starting to see something tangible. Christine Pitawanich has information on Multnomah County's Preschool-for-All program and how parents looking for a preschool next year can get in on it.
Enrollment for Multnomah County's Preschool-for-All program officially opened last week. There are more than 670 spots available, but already the county has received over 740 applications. One of the many parents hoping for a spot in Multnomah County's new universal preschool program is Tree Toe.
I'm a parent of two kids, one 7-year-old boy and turning 3-year-old girl, looking for preschool.
Toe is familiar with the stress associated with finding a good preschool option. He and his wife, Ruby, had to do it for their son.
Middle income level families, it's just hard.
He says preschool can be expensive and options can be hard to find for families that make too much to qualify as low income, but too little to comfortably pay for preschool. For now, Toe and other families will play the waiting game until July, when they'll find out if they have a spot in Multnomah County's Preschool-for-All program starting in the fall. It's the result of a ballot measure funding universal preschool that passed in 2020.
Currently, for this first year, we have 48 sites available.
That's Leslie Barnes, the preschool and early learning division director for Multnomah County. She's leading the team implementing the Preschool-for-All program.
We had several opportunities in many languages as well. So we were making sure we're intentional about how do we roll this out.
Barnes says parents will have choices when it comes to location or whether they need full-day preschool. She says the county has been working to create the infrastructure necessary to support the program, and that's taken time.
We knew that we had to invest in infrastructure, including workforce and preschool programs who had really been closed due to COVID.
During the pandemic, preschool and childcare options dwindled. Not good when Oregon was already considered what's called a childcare desert.
So that means that there is only one slot for every 3 children.
That's Alyssa Chatterjee, Oregon's early learning system director.
25 of Oregon's 36 counties is a childcare desert. That was pre-COVID, so we know that the numbers are probably worse now. It's even higher for infants and toddlers. The entire state qualifies. So this was a crisis before the pandemic, and the pandemic just exacerbated it.
That's why she's excited about the Preschool-for-All program in Multnomah County.
But I think it's really a great chance for us to learn and see how we could do differently at the state, but also really lifts up the importance of local investment in early learning in community.
Chatterjee says other counties have expressed interest in similar universal preschool initiatives and will be watching what happens in Multnomah County closely. Meantime, Multnomah County has a long road ahead.
Full universal is going to take us 10 years to get to that. So I know I'm asking for folks to be patient, but we really just don't have the supply available to be fully universal. And we want to do it well. But if we were to serve every preschool universally, every preschooler, we're talking about 19,000 preschoolers.
For this first year, Barnes says 670 or so slots are available. Each year, they hope to add 500 more slots.
But just knowing there's a program already in place and growing and going to be widely available for families, I think that's a great step.
Leslie Barnes with the county says enrollment will stay open until the end of May. That's because this is not a first-come, first-served sort of situation. In fact, they want as many families as possible to have the opportunity to get their names in. Children that are low income, in foster care, or face other barriers will be prioritized. Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.